the only one that's like this. When my husband is sick, he's been puking all night. Even if he has a cold, for some reason, the rage inside me is such a fiery rage.
Your husband being sick makes you rage? He's been throwing up all night and you have this fiery rage pointed at him. Okay, let's continue.
Makes me so angry. It's so ridiculous that it makes me so angry. So he's been puking all night, so I slept on the couch because he like moans and groans. He's like noisy when he's sick.
He's sick, so.
And I'm gonna try and be a good wife today. I'm gonna try and get him some medicine. I think maybe it makes me so mad because if I'm sick, like I still like do my thing. Like I'm still a mom. I still have stuff I have to do. If I'm like super sick, I'll like stay in bed, obviously, if I can't even function. But like,
you literally out your mouth just said that when you're super sick, you obviously stay in bed. That is what you just said out of your mouth in this same exact video. And is him throwing up all night not considered super sick? Not throwing up one time. You didn't say he threw up in the morning, that morning of, and then been, you know what I'm saying? He ain't thrown up since. Out your mouth in the middle of the night, that what you just said, instead of sleeping, he's been throwing up all night. That's what you said. And you're gonna try to be a good wife and get him some medicine. Oh, y'all sure do know how to pick him.
Bro, a woman that does not want to be a caretaker, she doesn't know how to nurture, that is the equivalent of a man not wanting to provide for his family. That's the equivalent of a man not protecting his family. Women caretaking and nurturing the people she loves is a primary function. Primary function. Imagine you hear a guy, he goes up on TikTok and he goes, you know, I just don't feel like keeping the lights on. It's just, you know, just a bit of a headache. It's just really annoying. And I know like my family's hungry, but you know, I just want to like hang out. So this is identical. This is the same thing. This guy is a bozo for marrying this woman. Absolutely wild what has happened to women. Genuinely, basically all of their femininity has been taken from them. All of it. You don't like taking care of the people you love. You don't like taking care of the person you decided to spend the rest of your life with. Such a yikes, man. That is such a yikes.
This is what happened, guys. When you decide to go stay with your baby daddy, you decide to go and start with your baby daddy, you decide to be interested in your baby daddy. This is what you get involved with. This is what you get to do. You get to pick up all your shit. You get to go live back with them again. That's where this is. Yeah. How do you like that?
But I mean, this is what you get
you have fun
for dealing
with
a single mom.
You got a lot of to take care of.
Like, bro, but this is what you get to deal with by you dealing with a single mom. You probably knew this other guy was still involved in her life to some extent, and you still decided, oh, this is a good deal. Yeah, I know she has children and she still talks to her ex all the time, but yeah, I think this is a good deal.
This is what you need to do when you come home from work. Just like I do every other night, okay? I know he's gonna say, well, you should be cooking every night because I pay the bills. But guess what? When you're done, you're gonna clean all those dishes in that sink. Because they're not gonna do themselves, and I damn sure ain't gonna do them. Not after the day that I had staying home.
This woman is making her husband, that just worked a 12-hour shift, cook and clean the dishes, and is recording him, taunting him as he's doing it.
This is so obviously not okay of her to do. But the thing is, as a man, you get what you put up with. At some point, this guy decided, yeah, this is okay for people to treat me this way. By all means, this marriage should be done. She doesn't respect you. Bro, she's bossing you around like you are a toddler. Bossing you around while you go out and work. You provide for your family, and she's running you into the ground. It's absolutely insane, bro. Again, you get what you put up with. He decided this was okay. More than likely, this guy was raised by a single mom, a single overbearing mother, and she was constantly bossing him around, telling him what to do, disrespecting him and all this. And then when he went out and started dating, he just found a woman that was similar to his mom, because just in general, people's adult relationships are going to be an echo of how they grew up. So when he found this bossy, hard-headed woman, he's like, yeah, that's the one for me. But it's like, man, this is what you get. If you don't put in the work on yourself, that's what you get. This is the kind of situation you end up in.
You have 10 minutes to respond to this message
Morgan Wallen? Who's that?
You make this video right before you get married? Now, if you don't understand, this is Morgan Wallen, famous country singer, whatever. This woman right here thought it would be a good idea to send a message, one last message, to Morgan Wallen, saying, hey, if you see this, I'm yours if you give me before I walk down the aisle. What? Now some people are gonna say, hey, this is a joke. This is a joke. What kind of joke is that? Imagine I'm getting married, right, to my wife, and then I post a video on TikTok and say, hey, Kylie Jenner, right? This is your last chance before I walk down the aisle, so if you still want this, slide now, you got 10 minutes. Imagine you being my wife and seeing that. Right. The question I have, if Morgan Wallen responded in those 10 minutes, would she have stopped the wedding?
Yep, that relationship is doomed. You're walking down the aisle and you're thinking about some random celebrity, fucking Morgan Mullen, and the delusion of these chicks, bro. The delusion to think she had a shot. Bro, it's so crazy, man. Thinking about how many layers deep this goes. Bro, she's probably dating this guy for, 2 years, something like that. All the wedding planning, the meeting, the families, how much money went into all of this. And the last thing she thinks about is just some dude who doesn't even know she exists. Holy shit, man. Bro, social media has absolutely nuked dating. Nuked it to smithereens. Wild, dude. That's crazy. I swear, man, you cannot take women seriously that are on social media a lot. You can't do it.
There's a huge disconnect happening between men and women right now, and I want to share something I've been realizing about why men seem to be getting better while most women are struggling more. And I've been thinking about this a lot lately. Men have all these platforms teaching them accountability and how to level up. But when I look at what we as women are consuming, it honestly made me realize something important. Men have podcasts like Fresh and Fit and Jocko Podcast teaching discipline, Jordan Peterson teaching accountability, David Goggins teaching mental toughness, and there's so many more. They're consuming content that pushes them to build themselves up and take responsibility. But I started noticing what we as women are consuming. Keeping Up with the Kardashians, Call Her Daddy, Girls Gotta Eat, Real Housewives, Love Island, and there's just so many more. And I realized this content is programming us to create more drama, feel more entitled, and expect things without bringing anything valuable ourselves. I see influencers like Sheer7, Miss Sprinkle, teaching manipulation tactics, and others like Ari Kitsia, if that's how you say it, promoting OnlyFans culture, teaching us that our value comes from art instead of building actual or character. So we have reality TV teaching us drama, podcasts teaching us entitlement, and influencers teaching us toxic behaviors. While men are learning discipline, accountability, and how to build real value. I think the reason men don't consume this toxic content is because they don't tolerate drama. But we as women tend to be more drawn to emotional and social content, which makes us more susceptible to this programming. And the media industry knows this and exploits it. And here's what I've noticed. Whenever a woman tries to hold other women accountable, we get defensive and attack her for it. I keep seeing comments saying, this applies to men too, and although you're right, here's what I have observed. Men seem more willing to consume content that challenges them, while we gravitate toward content that validates us. The accountability content for women exists, but we're less likely to engage with it positively. When women try to help other women grow, we often get called pick-me or accused of having internalized misogyny. Men have an entire ecosystem telling them to take responsibility and work harder, and they listen. We have way more content telling us we're perfect as we are and that our problems are someone else's fault. I realize that most of us don't want to be challenged. We prefer to be validated in our dysfunction. Meanwhile, men are embracing tough love and actually improving themselves. Men are consuming content that makes them better. We're consuming content that makes us worse. And then we wonder why there's such a disconnect. If we want better relationships and lives, we need to start consuming content that challenges us to grow, not content that validates our worst behavior.
Yo, honestly, she is really sharp for recognizing that. And this is an issue that I've seen as well. The thing is, for women today, if you're consuming like social media content, almost none of it is for actual real women. All of it is, it's fake, it's drama, it's BS, it's horrible advice, it's indignation. There's nothing of actual substance, no value to actually push you forward as a woman. There's really nothing that tells you how to treat a man, how to have a healthy, good, lasting relationship. And of course, you know, us guys talk about this. There's several channels that do that. But as far as women go, talking to other women about how to be a good wife, you really don't see it, man. It is few and far in between. And you especially don't see this in any of their popular media. Bro, can you imagine an episode of the Kardashians and they're all just talking about how to serve their man the best, how to cook a perfect steak, how to regulate their own emotions? It just doesn't exist today.
You can see that this person is objectively unhealthy.
Oh, hey, that was me. And actually in that picture, I was only 500 pounds.
Oh, that's my bad. You're still morbidly obese. You're making light of your terrible health while fitting into shoes like this.
You have so much to say about my ankles, but can your ankles do this?
Bro, come on. Come on, dude. Oh, man. I'm just not going to say anything, man. I'm just going to leave it there. That's it. Okay, we're moving on. Like the video, subscribe, stay on the path of progress. I'll see you later.